welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sometimes Builds. Today, as you know, we are taking Uncle Charlie's SCAG Wildcat and we are going to clean it, detail it, get it looking nice again, and then probably replace the belts, sharpen the blades, change the oil. It's been a while, probably a little overdue for that. And then we got to fix the PTO issue. It's really like a design repair issue where the cable for the PTO engagement goes under the motor through the belts and to get to the clutch for the PTO. So we're gonna find a better way to run those wires, protect them, because you know I go through all sorts of brush and sticks and woods when I'm cutting with this thing. This is definitely not a bush hog, and that's how I use it. So we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. I'm gonna get it foamed up, pressure wash it, get the initial layer of crud off of it. So join me. Oh, and Uncle Charlie will be here eventually too. Eventually. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Uncle Charlie sleeps in. So, as usual, I'm using the IK Foam Pro 2. This is on Amazon. We used this before. Charlie's using it in a Subaru washing video. Works really well. You just have to pump it up a few times, put a little soap in there, a little bit of water, and I think I put too much soap and not enough water in. Yeah, it's all foam. Well, let this be a lesson. Too much soap, not enough water. This thing is a mess. Yeah, we're definitely going to call this a pre-rinse. This is not really the electric one. We're going to have to switch to the gas to really get it clean. Alright, we're going to call that a pre-rinse because not a whole lot came off. Definitely need to upgrade to the gas pressure washer instead of the electric, because that electric is definitely not doing the job. It's getting a little bit of the dirt off, but it's not really doing a great job. Yeah, so we'll call this the pre-rinse agitation phase. Definitely needs a lot more spraying. Alright, let's break out the gas pressure washer and really get this cleaned out. Alright, got a lot of the dirt off. I'm going to get some degreaser. Get some degreaser and let it sit on the engine parts and a little bit of the greasy areas. And then I'll pressure wash it again. But not on the radiator. Not on the radiator. rear tire pressure for this SCAG Wildcat, 12 psi. It's at 3. So right side was at 3. Supposed to be 12. Other side is at 7. So why is PSI important? Because if your PSI is low in the back, high in the front, you're not cutting level. You're cutting at like an angle like that. So that spec calls out for 12 PSI. And that's what it gets. Also, I'm using the rigid air pump for this. Battery powered, even has a little dial. You can set whatever PSI you want. So, we got the SCAG loaded up in the garage, got it backed up on ramps. Might lift the front end if needed, but might not be needed. Got the rear tires aired up to 12 psi, per the sticker on that. Did 2 power wash cycles and a degrease cycle on here to get all of it off. I mean, we could do a lot more to get all this other caked in stuff off, but
that's just 10 years of filth.
Yeah. Charlie's here too. Jump in, Charlie.
Just hide behind the camera like normal.
Yeah. Oh, when I was power washing, I found 2 more grease points here and here that have probably never been filled. There's a lot of gunk in there. So we're gonna do the spark plug, hopefully, the oil and oil filter, and then we're going to the PTO that broke in one of the previous videos, that cable that snapped twice. We're gonna find a way to better splice that in, better protect it so it doesn't happen again. And then in about 2 weeks, we'll be off to actually clean the property. I'm gonna spend, or the cabin. I'm probably gonna spend 2 days there getting it all cleaned up and getting it, yeah, good to go. Okay, first up is spark plugs on this Kohler engine. Yeah, Kohler engine. 1 on each side.
Now, let's document today, this being May 29th, where I say, everyone says these Kohler engines are crap. We beat the hell out of it. So if it explodes next weekend, I'm just not allowed to talk anymore.
And this is what the spark plug looked like. Not that bad.
Yeah.
It needs to be replaced, but it's not like the Subaru one I took out a few weeks ago. And what did you say was it uses the same as a 1986 Toyota Corolla?
1980 something Toyota Corolla.
Same spark plug.
So the head on this one is a little different.
Of course. Okay. Check the gap.
It's supposed to be 0.3. And the old one's 0.32. And the new one is definitely not 0.3.
So this is going to be the fix to that wire, that PTO wire that broke twice. Well, probably the 3rd time, but this is the second time it broke with just sticks hitting it.
Yeah.
They're right there. You can't see that.
Ripped it free from the original repair we did.
Oh, so that shrink wrap.
Yeah, it's still intact. I mean, it's a little torn up because
Got whipped a little.
yeah, it got whipped around, but
Yeah.
and the belt runs like right on the hole. So maybe we can just find a better place to do this so we don't have this issue again.
So this is a marine grade connector. You push the cables in both ends, and then you get the copper end right there in the middle where that solder point is. Apply a little heat, and it'll pop and cover both of the wires and fuse them together. It'll also keep all the water out. Just like that, sealed and melted. So we're looking for the perfect path to get from the switch to the clutch. Yeah, but that channel goes right by the belt.
Yeah, it doesn't. The channel doesn't go all the way up either.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's like if that belt was not right there. God, that's like 3 millimeters away
Yeah.
from the metal too.
I can't believe we hadn't.
Like, is this just so worn that it's like way out here? This is the channel that the cable runs up. The belt is right here, between the channel and the engine up there. it might be a little blurry, but we're thinking that because the belt is so worn, it's now coming in contact with that channel space where the wire originally went, and it's really only like 2 millimeters off from hitting this metal. So maybe a tighter belt would be pulling on this pulley back that way more. Because it's getting looser and looser, it's being pulled outward. It's pretty cracked. So we might have to replace this belt so we can run the cable where it's meant to be. Just weird how this channel here doesn't go all the way up. There's a nice protective thing. Oh, I got grease all over my forehead. Great.
So plan to run it.
That was bound to happen at some point.
All right, you want to give it a little tuggy tug?
What's that mean?
Pull it up top.
That might start it. You wonder.
Oh yeah, give it a start while I'm under it.
Yeah. Almost touching that metal, right?
Yeah, it's almost at the metal.
Like maybe this is supposed to save it before it destroys itself on the metal.
It's got one of those valves on it.
Oh. Did you put that on?
No.
You came with it?
Yeah.
Is it a Fumoto?
That's what I was trying to say.
That's what that was.
Famuhu. And an oil filter wrench because I'm pretty sure I can't. Oh. I don't need an oil filter wrench. I just need a wrench for the.
Well, 10's not there. Of course not. I'm
going to remove this oil filter with my 2 fingers. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You just keep spilling that oil. You're doing a great job. I mean, half my tools are here anyway, so. What was it? $21 for 5 quarts? Super Tech. Just made by Warren Oils, which is a good oil, which makes Amazon Basics oil, Kirkland Signature oil, and some other ones. Or it was $10 a quart for STP oil, who was made by, as I googled it, Energizer Automotive, who is Armor All. So I'm not sure if you want Armor All oil. I'm not saying it's bad oil, but I'd rather trust just a company I.
Is it still draining?
Yes.
Why are you putting some in there? Oh.
This is some stinky oil.
So, we got the oil change done, we got the spark plugs done, new oil filter of course. Next, we're going to take the blades off to sharpen them. We're also going to get some new blades, just because. But probably while we're down there, we're going to also pull all the belts off, because it looks like the belts are pretty much worn, and it sounds like there's potentially a bad pulley in there because of this metal sound. And there's a plate that like suppresses the vibrations, and that plate is like, it's vibrating like crazy in there.
Like, I want to say, is that the plate that's on the idler pulley? It could be, and it's just bouncing the whole time.
Yeah.
Now you got a mallet, tap the bolt down.
Battery? I tapped it down. Jeez. That's a big bump.
Well, we're gonna need. It just barely. Gross. It just barely came out.
Oh no!
Grab the threads because it's all greasy.
The belts are moving.
I mean, this isn't moving at all.
When in doubt, get the air hammer out. Yeah, that rhymed. Ready?
Hope so. Let's say try the breaker bar. Okay, so it's gonna pop towards the
Can you wedge it completely in it itself? Time to upgrade again. Ready? Yep. Soak it up. Question is, where would Katie have put the pole for the jack at? It's not with the jack. So where is it?
Well, we're stuck. We can't find the tool.
It's not really a tool.
It's part of the tool.
Oh, here it is. And this is when you take the impact and the end of the jack, and now you have a super torque wrench. Nothing bad can happen. What?
Let off a little bit. Alright. Let on. You got the board.
Right.
Didn't do anything at all.
Hey, what's up?
Did I just wake you up?
No, we're still working.
Oh, so guess what? The box, the box that I got, the Thule box.
Mm-hmm.
When I took it out the store, they never that shit would have been free if you kept it.
What do you mean?
But they never they didn't run through the full process of purchase. Yeah, they never went through the full process of completing the purchase. But you missed out.
Don't tell me these things. Now I feel bad for not getting it. Damn it.
Yeah, it's like the lady's like, I'm like, hey, I didn't return this and get something else. And they're all like, oh, they should take it forever. So I'm like, okay, just the return. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No reason to soak the bottom.
But it's like the Subaru thing. That whole shaft could be like
Yeah, but there's
rusted.
a giant like washer down there, so I can't
Can't get it
go up
under the washer.
that way. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
Did it break?
I don't know. Good lord.
Watch out, it's gonna be hot.
Sure, those threads are gonna be shot.
They're gonna be gone.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's just very rusty. That took a lot. That took a lot. We used heat. We used a lot of penetrating oil. And what, 4-foot breaker bar? No, probably 5 feet at that point because we had it extended. So, got it off. Gonna get all new bolts though. I know. You're gonna be like, why don't you just sand them down and they'll be good to go again? But you know how I roll. With that finally off, now we can drop the mower back off the ramps. We're gonna take all the rear belts off. Y'all are coming with because we're using this video to remember how we put them back on again. Because it's very specific. Get all the belts off, replace all the belts, and that's the last thing, right?
That's the bad pulley.
It's a bad pulley?
Wow.
Oh, wow. Let me move the camera a little bit closer. There we go, now I can see the pulley. Spin that again. Yep. That's 20 years of I'm tired, replace me please.
Yeah.
Oh, that. I thought you meant the other
No,
one.
no. This is what I sound like when I wake up every morning. So the pulley, I'll use this as a pointer. So you got pulley here, 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 PTO. So the belt, so that goes like that. So it goes out the outside, around, out. On this side of the pulley, and back out. So, okay, so outside of these two, inside of these two, outside of that. Okay. So this big belt, I'm assuming you have to pop off on the deck. Can you pry against the idler?
Yeah.
Alright. That's what the square's for.
Oh, that's a lot easier. Glad I had your mind up here. Saw the square and I was like, there's no way that can turn anything. It's on the short end.
Come on.
Uncle Charlie, right here.
Somebody that was working on these mowers helped design these mowers.
How can you tell?
It's just starting to crack. I can tell you that we've never replaced this one.
And with the magic of YouTube time travel, we're going to jump to that point right now. And we're back. It's a few days later. Charlie has went to the store and got belts. He has blades and new idler pulleys for underneath of it. So none more of that metal on metal scratching noise that we've been hearing for years. So we're going to get all that installed, and then hopefully this will be good to go. And we'll also measure where that wire goes. So we saw it before where the wire was coming in contact with the belt, and then the belt was about to come in contact with the metal bracket. So we're going to see if putting a new belt on will fix that problem. So let's get to it. Same noise it made before. I'm going to take it home and use it as a fidget spinner.
Oh. That stupid spring. It's because I made a face at the camera. They're loose.
That's it. Alrighty.
Alright, ready for you.
You ready for it to be tightened?
Go for it.
Alright, so we have the pulley installed on there now. Now we're going to do the belts. Here is the difference between the old belt and the new belt.
One is ribbed and one is not.
So as you can see, this is the new one. This is the old one. These ribs are pretty much smoothed out, little hills, and these are actual grippy teeth.
Oh, it barely fits. Don't undo that. My hand's in it.
Getting a better hold on it.
Is that as far as it goes? Yes.
So here's the channel right here that the cable runs up, and that runs up to where the engine is. The belt was coming in contact with this channel. Now the belt is way over here. So we're talking, what, 5-6 millimeters away from where it originally was. I'd like to note that these are high quality zip ties. They have rubber lined inserts and they're removable, but the rubber is there so it won't cut into whatever you put it around. So it'll keep a tight clamp on something but not tear into it.
Yeah, so see how that runs, or how that works after it's...
He means how long it lasts when I'm using it. Yeah. Place your bets right down there. It'll be the next video after this one. Well, sort of close to it. It'll be close enough. We'll might cut the whole yard, or will he cut certain sections before it breaks? Will we even complete cutting grass this weekend? We're going up tomorrow. Drop your bet below. But don't curse me. Please don't curse me.
That's fine.
Yeah. So what he's doing now is he is... Ooh, that's a little hot.
Yeah, it's
He is putting the old spark plugs back in because these new ones are a little toasty. They're spitting out a lot of smoke, so we're going to see if we put the old ones back in, what happens.
If she's as smoky as she was before.
Yeah. It should be noted that for all this belt testing we've been doing, there's no blades installed. So we're not standing like literally under the deck and having blades spin by our feet.
Yep.
No blades.
So no fussing about it.
So this is the old blade and that's the new blade. These are lined up perfectly. Oh wow, look at it cut in like that.
I mean, you can see it. It's square.
Yeah, and that cuts way in.
But...
And it looks pretty dull right there too.
Yeah, it's definitely dull.
Like soft dull. Oh, I can't wait to cut on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is gonna be amazing.
Also, the OEM blades are treated some way, heat treated or something, so they're much harder than the Oregon blades.
So
everyone says just spend the extra money on the OEM ones.
So I can go right into the jungle with these.
Yes, if I have to buy new blades every year, then it's a price to pay.
Charlie, tell them what happens when you use anti-seize.
It gets everywhere.
Everywhere.
On your face, places it shouldn't be.
He'll find it tonight when he's sleeping in bed with his
You'll
wife.
find it after you've showered with Dawn dish soap.
Yep. His wife will be like, what is this gray stuff?
What's the gray stuff on the pillow? Well, hon, let me tell you what we did today. It's on.
That ain't right. You forgot the washer. This is really up here. Probably should have asked if you were good, but
No, you're good now.
he said that. So now we're at the point of we're just greasing up grease fittings that haven't seen grease in probably 20 years. Based on how dry some of them are. So we're just going around and filling all those up with grease. All right, so this is the test run. You don't have to sit on it, it just exists. A lot quieter. Now what is it with the engine off?
Nice and smooth.
Good.
As smooth as SCAG's gonna get.
Well, smoother than
suspension.
Yeah, but smoother or quieter than it was.
So much quieter.
All right, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. We did the oil change, of course, oil filter, new drive belt, well, not the new drive belt, that didn't fit. Tried to do it. Put new belts on, or new PTO belt on, put new blades on. Took forever to get that stupid bolt off of the blade. We used all 3 new ones, right? We fixed the ones red. You chased it.
Yes, yeah, we just chased it.
Did all that. We're now pros at taking these belts off, so that's good. Put the old spark plugs back on, and yeah, that's gonna be a wrap for this. We'll see if I break it tomorrow. Yay. If you like this kind of content, definitely consider subscribing. If you like this video, drop a thumbs up down below. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments section below. See you next time.
Ah.